Okay. Well, hello and welcome to part two of building your house. Is that what they're calling it? Yeah, building your house. And last week we talked about kind of the very basics of, basically starting your business is through your who do you know list, which we use the Franks acronym to figure out those people. And then we also talked about how you can cross-pollinate that list and kind of do spider webs to kind of take your main people and break them off. So hopefully some of you have worked on that. I did not see anyone post any pictures to the event page, so I'm assuming that you're still a work in progress on that. So tonight we are going to be kind of expanding on the Franks list, and because now you're probably thinking, okay, I've done the Franks list. How do I start having these conversations with people? So tonight we are talking about how to get the conversation started and what to do if people say yes or what if they say no. And depending on time, we'll see how far we get with that. Tonight, our awesome executive director, Emily Marsley, is going to be heading the show. So bear with us as I try to do slides while she talks. So I'm going to mute myself, and then Emily's going to poke me if I need to do anything. So.
Oh, I can't do anything because it's on my phone. I don't have all the same normal buttons.
Okay. So yeah, you just poke me or whatever, or text me on my phone.
Don't mute yourself. You're fine.
Okay.
For interruption purposes.
And then I might interrupt you if someone comes in, and then we'll just tell them to mute themselves.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
No problem.
Okay, good. All right, let me see. Good, you get started.
Okay. So we're going to start with the having your conversations part. So you have your list together, and now what do you do with it? So that's really the kind of the hard part about having this list. Like there's not, oh, there, look at that. Aren't you clever? So there are some hard things, when you're saying about how do you start that connection point. And I think it's really important that you start your connection points by making sure that you are excited, that you are upbeat. If you're talking negatively about 31 or about a product or about a 31 experience, that's certainly not going to help you in any shape or form. So that's important to keep in mind as well. So contact methods would include a phone call, a voicemail, text, private Facebook message, and then starting conversation. Aside from face-to-face, which I would say is the best method, I would say phone call is going to be your second because you want to be able to build that personal connection with these people. So an example, you could say, I'm just so excited to share X, Y, and Z with you. I wanted to give you an opportunity to consider hosting a party to allow you to earn some amazing products for free, have a fun girls' night. I have Tuesday or Friday available. Which date works best for you? So you're really pumped up with excitement as far as what's upcoming. Usually I like to be really specific about a product that I happen to be particularly excited about. I know Susan's really good about doing that on her closed groups page, just sharing something that she's particularly enjoying. And I think that's a great springboard point. I have this new product. I thought about you. I think this product would be great for you type thing. So those are definitely ways that you can start, reeling people in. And then the second part of that is that you want to be very specific about the dates that you have available. You don't want to run your business with everybody telling you when you want to party, because it just doesn't really work very well, and you end up getting frustrated and irritated and not wanting to do, whatever. So make sure that you are giving dates that work for you and your family. So by saying specific dates and giving 2, possibly 3 options is probably your best way to go about that. You could even say, I always party on Thursdays. Is there a Thursday coming up that is good for you? Or give them 2 or 3 dates that cover several days of the week. Like I have this Monday, I have next Tuesday or Thursday type things. And it kind of makes them feel like, oh, I should probably decide about this. So you want to definitely build up the excitement. You want to be very clear as to why you're offering the opportunity. I personally really like to use a specific product. I saw this, I thought of you. I think this would be great for you. But you could also do, I know you have a long wish list. You got that new catalog. Let's try to get some of those things on your wish list for free. So that's a really good way to contact those people that you've sent catalogs to and say, hey, I'm sure you have a big wish list because of everything you've checked out type thing. Anybody have anything to add to that? Things that you really worked or questions?
Make sure you
Yeah, unmute before you try talking. All good?
we'll go back to the Brady's. Yeah,
Okay.
I have to reiterate or bounce off of Emily. Like, since my husband started night class starting last week, like he's literally out of the house Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Anyway, so I'm only doing Facebook parties Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. So if they don't get it, that's it. Like, so I've filled after next weekend, my Sundays are full for a long time. Like, and I think it's because of that urgency. Like, this is the only day you can do it, so pick one. And so I definitely think that is bueno advice.
Yeah, and it's something that it's going to make your life easier. If you're letting them dictate your calendar, it doesn't get you very far, and it's going to leave you frustrated and wanting to quit because you're like, oh, I'm just so irritated I'm missing out because I have to party. Well, you're the one that let them talk you into that date anyway. So don't let your hostess bully you into a date that really doesn't work for your family. Not worth it. It's not. So, okay. So I think that it is non-negotiable that if you were making this conversation, these conversations are hard. Like, it's not easy to do. So if you're going to make these conversations, end the conversation with a specific date. Now, if she's planning on partying in the next, like, oh, I really want to have a party, but November works best for me. Okay, I really don't care about picking November date. However, I am going to say, great, November works for me too, but I am not planning my calendar that far out yet. How about we pick a date in whatever month you want to give her, the last week of September, that we can connect again and make sure we have a date on the calendar. That you are, even though you might not have a party date, you have a date on the calendar for your next contact and you're both aware of it. So you can still write it, schedule it, that sort of thing. So it really becomes your first contact point for hostess coaching. Let's see. And then, okay, what happens if you're out and about and somebody compliments you on your bag?
I always say thanks and then I move along.
I always think about, I was a brand new consultant. I was carrying the skirt purse with the 3-tiered ruffles skirt that was in our holiday. It was the first time we'd ever done a holiday gift guide, and I just gotten it. And I ran to our local grocery store. I had left because I had a newborn when I started 31. He was like 6 months old when I started. And I left him at home, and I just grabbed this purse, and I was so excited because I wasn't carrying a diaper bag, and I was like, oh, I don't need business cards. No one's going to see me. It's late at night. 3 people stopped me that night. I've never seen those people again in my life, and they're like, oh, I love your purse. Where did you get it? I'm like, I sell them. And that was seriously it. I was like, oh my word, I suck at this. So I think it's really important that you are mentally prepared and that you've practiced what you want to say about it, because it catches you off guard, and it's something that you could have a sale right there. You could have a party. You could have your next recruit over one simple compliment about your bag. So it is best to be prepared, because you could have a new team member staring you down. So, and then they're not going to book with you. They're not going to party with you. They're not going to join your team. They're going to go find somebody less crazy or less deer in the headlights. So be prepared. So, you know, what do you say to that? Anybody want to jump in with what, does anyone have anything great that they practice? They know what they say? Do share.
Look, no one's even looking at the screen. They're like, I'm not looking.
No eye contact. I got something I'm really good at. I don't have a go-to answer. Usually I'm just like, oh, thanks. I was like, it's 31. Have you ever heard of 31 before? And sometimes I get, oh, really? I haven't been to a 31 party in forever. Or I haven't seen. And it's usually often with me, it's something from the jewel line. They're like, no way, that's 31. The lady not too long ago was at Macy's and she was like, oh, is that the new Kate Spade wallet? I'm like, no. I was like, it's fun. It wasn't $2.99. So having a reaction that you're ready with, I think, is a great way to be prepared for when you're out and about. If they do say, oh, I know 31, you can say, oh, when was the last time you hosted a party? Or do you have a consultant you work with regularly? Those kinds of questions lead you onward in that conversation. Like, oh, I've never hosted a party and I just buy when I'm invited. Well, guess what? Ding, ding, ding. She's your new girl. You know, you whip out that catalog, that business card, that whatever you happen to have on hand. Carry something on you all the time. A business card, a mini with your info on it, a full-size catalog. I don't care. Like, really, like, the more professional, the better. But, you know, really, if it's a napkin with your info on it, it'll do the trick. She might blow her nose on it later, but it might do the trick. So really, you want to be prepared, know what you're going to say, know what you're going to hand them. And then at this point of the game, it's pretty easy to assume that there's some brand familiarity, that when you say, oh, it's 31, good chances are people are going to be like, oh, I've heard of it, at least. I still run into people that have never heard of it. It happens. So, you know, don't be shocked. But if it comes up, you know, be able to make some sort of connection with that. You know, like, oh, this is 31. I'm a consultant. You know, and you'd also want to have your little pitch ready. So I would say that was definitely a good homework assignment that you want to be able to work that out, so you don't get caught of like, thanks, and like hustle away and pretend you need green peas or something in the aisle next to you because you don't want to talk to them. All right, so next, preparing for phone calls. Another favorite. This is one that I would just, you know, rather pretty much do anything. Oh, the bathrooms need to be cleaned. I think I'll do that before I make some 31 or whatever, because I don't really want to be doing any of it. It's just no fun. So you definitely want to pre-think out your phone calls, what you're going to talk about, so you're not getting on the phone. You're like, yeah, okay, bye-bye. You know, like, and then you have said nothing, and you have nothing to show for it when the phone call is over. So prepare a script. You don't have to read it word for word, but it helps you if you get stuck. I always try to write out what it, like, even if it's just the highlights of what I want to say, like cover these top 3 things when I make a phone call. Play your anthem song. Sue, I know, I'm sure you have one. You're the anthem song queen for all things. Maybe Rocky. Fight. Throw punches in the air. Draw a big kissy face around yourself on the bathroom mirror, whatever's going to psych you up. Think, okay, I got this. Go team. You can call me or Sue, and we'll pump you up full of awesome before you make your phone calls. And then pull out your script. Have a set number of phone calls you would like to try to make, but then also put a time frame on there too. So I'm going to make 10 phone calls, but I'm only going to be on the phone for a max of 45 minutes. So if you hit one or the other first, you know, if you get to 45 minutes and you've only made 5 phone calls, just call it quits and be done. Like, you've had some good conversations then. If you get to 45 minutes and you've made all 10 phone calls and you still have 20 minutes left to go because all of them have been voicemail so far, keep making some phone calls and fill up the rest of your time. So I think it's a good idea to set yourself a time limit, like, okay, I only have to do this for half an hour. Ready, go. And then sometimes I'll even set the kitchen timer. And if I'm on the phone talking to somebody, I'll be like, oh, I have something in the oven, gotta go. Because then you'll be like, I'm all done. So, practice that. And then you can, talk about, just like you would in a face-to-face conversation, how long has it been since you partied? Have you checked out the new catalog? I usually try to come up with a reason for calling them, so you're not just like stalking them because they're on your warm call report. We talked about that last week. So I would come up with a reason of, I saw this product and thought of you. Maybe it's because you thought of them because you looked at the warm call report and saw that they clicked on it. You're still thinking about them, so you just go ahead and use that phrase. Thought about you, and when I'm stalking your little clicks. And then even if you sent them a fall catalog, Jennifer Paskalowski's phrase of, you mail and call, you don't mail at all, and her little southern twang. So make sure that you're following up on people that you've mailed catalogs to, because that's a lot of money to be shipping out and never hearing back. Especially if you've mailed out, 10 of them. You want to make sure that you're following up with that. So call and say, hey, just want to make sure that you got this. What's your favorite products? Have you checked out the Hostess rewards? Like those kinds of things, highlighting them. I always like to go through and see what customers are up for close to the 90 days and make them my phone call priority list. Because when they're getting close to that and just saying, hey, I'm calling to see how you're liking this product, just wanted to remind you that our 90-day warranty time expires on such and such. It was so great to party with you at so-and-so's house, or with, thanks for supporting so-and-so's party, whatever. You will be shocked how many people have not even used their product yet. They're like, oh yeah, it's in my closet, or oh, I haven't even taken out the plastic yet. Ugh. Like seriously, people, it's a new bag. Open it up and use it. You don't understand. But they're going to be out of that warranty phrase. So you want to make sure that they've used it, that their zippers work, and like you're not going to be stuck trying to make some customer happy on a Cindy tote and their zippers broken from day one and they just busted it out of the closet on day 91, because that's how my customers roll. I don't know about yours. So those are all good reasons to make a legit phone call, so you don't feel like you're a shot in the dark. Any questions about that?
No, but Danielle is cracking up in the bottom. It's cracking me up.
Here.
What's going on, Danielle?
Because you just came in here and just put my origami owl necklace on, no shirt on. So it was just kind of a gangster origami owl combination. I just couldn't handle it anymore. That's all. Sorry.
I want to see it. We can't hear you. Yeah. Rolling with the origami. Okay.
Ooh, bring it in. Bring it in.
Hilarious. Okay. If we were all in real life, I would make you partner off and practice this. So you need to make sure that you are coming up with your script, and really you have to think through, you don't want to be taking a no personally. This is not a no to you. This is not a no, I think your face is ugly. I just lost it. Almost came out your nose and we almost got to enjoy that. Hilarious. It's not and that is a hard lesson to learn, and it's not really even a no to 31, although there's those strange people out there that don't like 31. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, what is there not to like? But there's definitely, you can have these conversations with people still telling you no, and it doesn't ruin the friendship. It doesn't make things terrible. You just have to learn to stop taking it so personally. So if they tell you no, it's not going to work out for them right now, that be like, that's fine, no problem. And you can push that a little bit. I do think that the whole concept of pushing that no into a yes, you're in dangerous water there. That's not how this girl rolls, and you can very quickly come across too pushy. So I would just think about being cautious. If they have a legit no, be respectful of that. If they're like, and being all weird, like, you can push them a little bit and be like, oh, it would be fun. How about, I have Tuesday the 3rd open. Do you want to come do it that day? And, or how about I'll bring the brownies and you don't even have to make anything. Or let's meet at Panera if she's anxious about meeting at her house. Like, try to problem solve if she's being wishy-washy. But if there's a legit, I'm not doing this, be respectful, keep her as a customer, move on to your next victim. Customer. Okay, any questions about phone call follow-ups about that? Okay, the next section that I want us to do is to be able to do an activity. Because we are on a time frame here, I'm not going to give you the whole 5 minutes, but I do want you to write now on a scrap of paper, something near you, even type it out on your computer. I'm just going to give you a quick 2 minutes. I'm going to talk you through a little bit of verbiage, but I want you to come up with your own words for talking through how you can make these conversations happen when you're out and about. We're going to go back up to that concept because I do think that happens. Now, you are your best advertisement. You need to change up what you're using. You need to, if you see the same people, I see the same people at Sunday morning in our Sunday school class every single week. I try to be very, very intentional about what I'm carrying to church on Sundays. It sounds crazy. I have never gotten, sometimes I get compliments. I've never partied in my group of girls from Sunday school class because it's off limits to me personally but I've had them buy stuff for me, like they get it. And I've had 4 of them join my team, so they see it and they get it. But it's just an opportunity. I'm seeing these same faces over and over again. It's an opportunity for me to show off new things that I have. And it forces my hand to actually use them. Because I don't know about you, but I have my go-to favorites of ones that I want to use because it's what I enjoy. But I think it's also important to change it up and use things so everybody has the benefit of seeing it. And then you have a benefit of being able to have an honest opinion about it as well. So let's say that somebody's complimenting you on your bag. Now you're going to have to unmute yourselves because we're going to do this jointly, friends. Somebody compliments you about your bag. Let's talk through some responses. And we wanted to jot down some notes. I even have my pen ready. What can you say? Like, oh, really great bag.
Emily's going to call on you. She's going to call. Hey, there's Jess. Hold on.
What is the response?
Let's ask Jess since she just hopped on. Jess, can you hear us?
Are you there? Oh, hi.
Hey, Jess. Can you hear
okay.
us?
No.
Okay, somebody else go.
No. Really awesome bag.
Okay.
Okay.
Share.
Are you on your phone, Jess?
Well, now she's muted.
On my phone, there's a drive mode. So make sure you're not in driving mode because it will make it silent. Oh,
Okay.
my word. Hilarious. Okay, so someone compliments your bag. Your response is?
Thanks, I sell it.
Thanks, I sell it.
Thank you so much. It's from 31.
Good. Better.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Yeah.
I usually talk about much. It's from our new collection, Fall 31 catalog. Have you heard of 31? Wait for them to respond type thing. I try to be pretty specific even using the product name, if they're really drawn to it, they're like, oh, this is our new hobo style purse from 31. And when you use things like our or phrases like that, that it naturally makes them feel like it's that you're attached to. And then they can even turn that question around and be like, oh, do you sell it? And you're like, oh, well, yes, I do. I've had several people say, well, what is 31? And I usually make some sort of connection to a company they probably are aware of, like how it works with Pampered Chef or other home businesses. It's a home party business. And I was like, but you don't have to have a party in order to buy these products. You can buy them directly from the website. And then you send them with my business card or catalog with my information on it, that type of thing. I usually try to make, especially if they're very questioning about what 31 is, I talk a little bit about that, that it is a home party business, but it's accessories for both you and your home is often how I phrase it. Functional accessories for you and your home. So we do purses and totes and organizers, that sort of thing. So I think it's a good idea to be able to connect it specifically, like know what you're carrying, know what the print is, know if it comes in other prints, like, oh, it comes in 3 other colors too. Isn't that great? Those kinds of things are all good ways to continue the conversation. Comments? Added it?
I would just add too, and we're at like 9-minute mark where they're going to shut us down unless I pay them $15. So I would just say though, to really like, if someone asks you and you're being intentional, to not be like, oh, it's 31. Have you heard of 30? To really like, you're spokesperson at this moment for 31. So you need to act like you're the CEO of your own business at home, because otherwise, if you told me where you were like, no, I don't, oh yeah, I wouldn't want to. I'd be like, okay, thanks, see ya. So just to be, this is like your divine moment and your time to shine. So get ready to do your song and dance, because if you're not confident, I think that's gonna.
It's new, like using all those excited words. And I think knowing your stuff, like you don't have to have it word for word verbatim. Be like, oh, this is one of our new totes. Don't you love the screen printing on it? It comes in 2 different designs. And I just love how trendy it is right now. Things like that are keywords that will have people, jump people's attention, and that what you're saying for sure. And it's also like something that I've been conscious of when I'm out and about is that I'm conscious about what I'm carrying 31 and really how the rest of me looks too. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go out of the house looking amazing every time you step out and be dressed to impress, but if you're carrying 31 and you have it over your shoulder and you're going to be a billboard, you kind of want the rest of the package to go with it. So it doesn't happen every time. I'm not saying that I look amazing every time I walk out of the house, but I try to keep that in mind, especially if I'm going to be out running errands and stuff like that. That, okay, I want to put a good front on. I'm loaded with business cards and catalogs and hoping to make some connections while I'm out. You want to have the whole package to go with it. Not to say that that always matters, but it's definitely something to consider. If you roll out of bed in your pajamas and decide to throw your favorite 31 bag over your shoulder and go to the grocery store, someone's going to comment on your bag for sure. And then we're like, oh, I remember you. You're the one wearing plaid pajama pants and a McKee sweatshirt. Not own that combination. Oh, that's the one you were wearing.
What are you talking about?
Like I know you. Mine's navy blue. I didn't know.
My favorite.
Mine's navy blue, so I didn't think that's what you were wearing. I'll wear my thing. I just think those are important things to keep in mind. That you are you're the storefront of your business. I don't usually go in stores that the storefront doesn't appeal to me. So you need to kind of keep that in the back of your head. And not to say that you don't do that or that anybody needs a lesson in that or that you need to look runway ready. It's just something to be aware of. Put it on your radar. That it's a presence thing, as much as it might not be what you want to be the reality. So next week we're going to talk about, not next week, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, well, I was gonna do one next week, but we can change it up.
For what we did. Next week works. We're going to talk about saying no. I know we originally said this was going to be a 3-part series. There's a lot of material in this. Like, I don't think we're even going to finish. I'm thinking right now I'm going to guess that we'll do 4. At least 1 more in addition to this, but it might be 5. But Sue and I were kind of talking about that maybe when we wrap this up, we'll follow up with doing like maybe a monthly sort of maintenance Zoom call type thing to stay on track. What is your feeling about that? Rest of you posse? Thumbs up, thumbs down. I'll make it if it works. Okay. So for sure we're going to do 4 sessions, not 3. And Sue's going to do the next one. We're going to try to alternate a little bit. 4 helps out with that. So we'll keep in leadership wise. So we're going to kind of flip back and forth a little bit on that. And then we'll just kind of see how we end up after the 4th. If we need a 5th, we'll do that. And if not, we'll just kind of move on to like a monthly maintenance sort of thing. Like, how's it going? Is it working well for you? And then maybe we can open it up to topics and questions that you girls want to make sure we cover. And we can do a specific call on X, Y, and Z. Yes? No?
I would just add this, that since we're going to meet next week, at least some of us will, if you all could, I'm going to give us a little bit of homework. So if you could think of a 30-second commercial, so that when you're out on the street and someone says, "Oh my gosh, I love your bag," you know what you're going to say. So we want to hear it. So whether you want to do a little Facebook video, because you know I love live video, or if you want to write a blurb and post it to the team page or in the event page, that would be awesome.
Put a video, or don't put your blurb. I'm going to call you out and you're going to do it over this. Okay? So, all right, I got you. So you better get on your little homework. Otherwise, you're going to be called out in front of the class, old school style, and you're going to do it over Zoom. So you either can type it out and think about it, or you could do a little mock-up video and post your own video on it, or we'll see it next week. Okay?
Emily was a teacher, so she knows her.
I know. But I might not remember next Sunday's my daughter's birthday, so we'll just have to see. As long as everyone's in bed, I'll be on.
Well, I'll at least tell on. I'll tell them. I'll send Mama Emily to you. So, cool. We have like 3 minutes to go. So if you guys have any more questions, you can message Emily or I. Melissa's yawning. She's ready for bed. So, but thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks to Emily for giving us some fun tips.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Cool. All right, girls. Have a great night. Bye. Oh, wait, we could do our picture. Hold on. Don't leave. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I have 2 minutes. Woo. Okay. Now, everybody smile for a little while. Okay. All right, we're good. We're good. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, girls. Have a great night.
Get on Zoom.
I will. All right. Bye, girls.